I haven't been on in a while because I've been doing a lot of private readings, which has been amazing. It is always such a privilege to read for people. It just is like it's so intimate and you really get to see people's inner worlds and it's just absolutely lovely. And as I've been doing readings, I've had a lot of people who've come to me who don't necessarily have experience with the tarot. They don't know what to expect. They don't know. They don't know like how to participate in the experience. So that's sort of what this little video is going to be about how to have how to be a good client and how to get the most out of your reading because your reader is there for you. They want to help you solve a problem. And that's what they're doing. At least a good one. They're not if it's a good person that does like I regret right now not getting a COVID haircut. I just hate getting haircuts. Like it's a thing with me. Anyway, that was about me and my hair. But let's make this about you and your tarot card reading. I forget what I was saying, but your reader is there to serve you. They want to help you with a problem or a question that you have. And questions are really important. The best way to prepare for your reading is to think of a question that you want answered. And it doesn't even matter what the question is to some degree. Like a good reader is not going to judge you. A good reader has been around long enough to know that life happens. It often happens in ways that we don't want, in ways that we don't expect. In usually when you go to a right reader, it's not the high point in your life. Something unexpected's happened, and you need a little assistance and some help. And who doesn't need help? But what the tarot card reader does is they sort of pull from this whole weird, wild whack of intuitive information and they bring it in and they they connect dots for you. And the easiest way for them to do it is if you have a good question. Because honestly, as I tell people, these are just images on cards. That's all they are. They're just images. And while, yes, they do have meaning, they have agreed upon meaning, they also each have their own, because I use different decks, they each have their own personality, and you might see something different each time you look at it. Um, and people who've had readings with me know I'm constantly going, oh, that's interesting. Because I was like thinking about lunch and I noticed that there's a goat back there. So maybe you're going to have a curry roti for lunch. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't like I don't like curry goat, but if it was a chicken, I'd be down. Anyway, I'm like all over the place. So, what you have to do is you have to come up with a good question. And while you can ask yes or no questions, it's actually better to be more specific and be more open. So, a question might be, how do I improve my relationship with my mom? I'm currently at my mommy's, which is why I'm sitting on the floor. Um, but how do I improve my relationship with my mom? What would happen if I took this path versus this path? And then have the reader compare the two paths. That's a really good one, which I really enjoy reading for, because usually when you're that when you've got a couple of options, it's better for to tell the reader what the options are so that they can look at each one, as opposed to leaving it up to the reader to come out of nowhere to look at all your different options. Um, because your reader's your ally, they want to help you. So be open. And sometimes people come and they're very guarded with their energy and they're afraid that the reader's going to see them or judge them or think poorly of them. I'm not really sure. I know I used to have that experience when I was really young and I would go to a reader. I would get like, it's cool, man. Like, life happens. And chances are, if you are asking for a very specific reading, they're not going to get a bunch of crap that you don't want them to see anyway. So don't be afraid of that. They're on your side. So it can be very challenging to get, because there are billions of jobs in this world, there are billions of people in this world. So if you're asking, like, what, for clarity around your job, it's good to give them a specific question, like a specific example of things that you're considering. Because then they can look at what's going on in this card and interpret it in the context of what you're saying. While it's not impossible for them to do a blind reading with no information, I've done it many times. And I'm still able to get really specific things. It's just a better use of your time to give your reader something and help them out. If they're on the right track, say yes. If they're on the wrong track, say no, because they might have 2 or 3 thoughts about the card and they're not sure which one's which. And sometimes I've had this happen where I will pull cards for people. I'm like, I don't think this is for you, but it's coming up, and I'll say it, and just to get it out of the way, because one of the things you want to do it as a reader is keep the flow going. You can't block yourself. You just have to keep going with it and dig deeper and dig deeper and dig deeper. But I've had situations where I'm like, I don't think this is for you, but I'll say it, and then I'll have a different interpretation of those cards. And the first interpretation might be something that's going on in the background of their life that they're not even aware of. So, for example, if they're married, it might be their spouse has this thing going on that's influencing them in a way that they don't know. But yeah, like, be specific with your questions. The other thing is help your reader out. If they're on the right track, tell them. If they're on the wrong track, tell them. Don't hold back information. If they say that you work in health field with, I don't know, like with mouths, don't say no when you are a toothpaste salesman. Do you know what I mean? Like give them, because it's not like a big angel comes and sits down beside me and says, oh, Sharon should be a dental hygienist. It's going to take her about 3 years, 3.5 years, blah, blah, blah. That's not what happens. I literally have this and a bunch of impressions, and I've got to figure it out. And sometimes I don't know, because, like, there are, as I said, billions of jobs in this universe that I don't know. So if I'm describing it, tell me and help me out so that I can help you out. That hasn't happened in a while, actually, but like, it is something that sometimes comes up. And just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. And I will probably give you like 1,000 examples, 1,000 different possibilities, and find the one that's right for you and claim it. You just claim the reading and say, this is mine. This is what I want. And usually, if you set the intention that you want to know what the best possible solution for you is, the best possible life, amazing things can happen. Anyhow, I hope this helped a little bit. I hope that you get the most out of your readings, whether it's with me or someone else. And I really hope you have a great day. Bye.